Hi guys, and welcome to a new series called Let's Build the Stargate Command, or SGC. So this is going to be the military base underneath Cheyenne Mountain from, of course, Stargate SG1. But this is also going to be part of like a couple different little series, which is going to be building a military air base, or military secret base, I guess. All of them. What do I mean by all of them? It's going to be the Lioness Defense Force is the Griffin. So I've just done this with item frames. Now I am actually recording the audio after I've already built and done these videos. My audio just didn't record on the video themselves, so yeah, really good there. I upgraded to Windows 10 pretty recently. For some reason I didn't decide, I didn't check that it was pointing to my normal, voice thing. So all it got was just the background noise of the computer, and I have my Minecraft on silent, so yeah, I've literally for the next 3 episodes got silence on those audio things. So I'm going to be recording them over the top of it. I hope it's not too bad. But the idea of this is, this military base anyway, it's going to be like a super duper secret military base. And there's going to be like an airfield around as well. So there's going to be an airfield probably around this area that I'm looking at now. With some hangars as well sticking out of the mountain. It's all going to be joined up. It's going to be like Area 51, but mixed with, Cheyenne Mountain, mixed with Stargate Command, mixed with everything. But the idea being that it's like a super secret military base that has a super secret military base underneath it, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. But I'm planning on having like an airfield on this top bit, and then within the actual mountain itself it has the hangars, and that's going to be joined up onto the main bit. So there'll be like secret planes that get flown out of here like late at night. But because it's on like this cliff as well, and it's kind of like a little bit on a plateau, it's going to be sticking over, so it's going to be almost a bit like Just Cause 3, if you've ever seen those military bases from that. They've got some of those. So I've kind of just built a little bit of the inside part of it. We've got a couple big gates there. It's pretty simple, to be honest. I have no idea where I'm flying around and what I was talking about before. Probably about the road. Yeah, I'm going to try and wiggle the road around, and at some point I'll join it up with the main road, but it's like thousands of blocks away from any other part of the map. But yeah, so the idea about this big doors and stuff that's got on it is that it could withstand like a big missile blast. That's the idea. So the actual top layer can withstand a missile blast. We've got like a checking desk. This, I don't know about it. I'm not really too sure, because if there's a missile blast, surely the blast is going to go through that, hit through the door that I'm literally going to walk into. And, well, then those big doors, it's just, the blast is going to go around it. Yeah, I've kind of created a weak point. So I might do something different there instead, where there's like just a computer box or something. There can still be an office around here, like where I'm standing now. That doesn't really matter, but that's to like an extra checkpoint inside before you get through these doors. So yeah, I might change it around. But tell me what you think. I don't know what I'm going to do in this office either, so I'll put something in there. Maybe that could be the office instead, and I just don't. Maybe I just block off the other one. Yeah, I might just do that. I might just block off the other one, or something, and then use that one and just have it all computerized. There's a couple bays as well in there. Oh, I'm flying out again. So weird, like recording the audio afterwards, and I'm flying back in. So what I've got here is I've got a couple of little bays. These are going to be for vehicles. The idea being, if it was bombed and they were like stuck in there for a couple of months, for example, they can then drive out of it. So they've actually got some vehicles to go into the wasteland, a new wasteland. It's kind of like the equivalent of coming out of like a vault in Fallout with like tanks and stuff. You'd be like well superior. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna also like from the other side over there, probably join up the hangar bits and have some more doors and stuff like that. But here we actually have the entrance to the secret military base. That's what we're going to be doing, the kind of like Cheyenne Mountain part of it. This is just going to be possibly one of many entrances into it. So we've got more signs. We've got the metal detector type thing. So you put like your stuff on there. It then gets fed through, and you get checked for your metal stuff. And then it goes through there, and you got a nice little checkpoint. I think it's quite simple, and it's quite nice. You got the dude sitting here that looks at your junk or whatever it is. I don't know, whatever. But this will just be like the first initial checkpoint. My idea being that you then go into the armory to get a gun or whatever, if you go walking around the base with a gun for whatever reason. We've got a couple of really simple elevators. So I've done them in like a... Let's show an example. So I've got one where you can actually go inside and you can see the light and what it would look like, all nice and whitewashed. Got one that's like half closed. Got one that's fully closed. And then we've got the one which is the Pit of Doom. This is the Pit of Doom. This is the one that will go down all the way into the Cheyenne Mountain. Well, not really Cheyenne Mountain. The Stargate Command part of it. And as you can see, it's really freaking deep. Like, it's 120 odd blocks, I think it is. Something like that. I think it's 125 blocks down. So, pretty big. I'm just flying up because I didn't think about the direction I was going in. And that's kind of important when you're actually doing things, especially with the Stargate. Because the Stargate actually needs to come up some sort of shaft. Now, one thing to note, I'm not building the elevators like where they're supposed to be on Cheyenne Mountain. I actually moved those in a later episode. I think probably episode 4 is where I'm going to be moving those. Because I've recorded 3 of them, so I might do that next episode and move it into place. But yeah. Drink. So the first thing I'm kind of doing is just like carving it out. So we've got that. So that's going to be one of the main elevator shafts that gets down into the base. Pretty easy. So you can just see me like literally just using good old world edit and just cutting out a bit of a room so you kind of get an idea of what's going on. But the first thing I'm going to actually be building is the Gateroom. Gateroom, of course, is stupidly important in Stargate for obvious reasons. It's the Gateroom. It's where the gate is stored. So I thought that'd be a really good starting point. It's also the biggest room, so it kind of sets the scale a little bit. It helps it helps me scale the rest of it off of that. If you start with something like really, really small and you actually make it a little bit smaller than it should be, or you make it bigger than it should be, then when you go to a bigger room, it just looks weird. I just always found that doing the biggest chunk of it is usually the best way. It's the same with ships. Whenever I build a ship, I'll typically, and this is like warships, I'll typically build the deck area, so that gives me a sense of scale. Yeah, so I'm actually using the dark stone for this, which hopefully you guys have got some dark stone somewhere. You should do, or cobblestone or something like that you can use, I guess, or just grey wool if you're going to be making this. Now I think I've got some rough, because I was trying to be prepared with this with recording the audio afterwards. The actual back wall, which is what we're building now, or what I'm building now, is actually going to be 15 blocks across. So we've got 15 blocks across, roughly. It's roughly 15 by 13 blocks, and then we've got another set of 13 blocks, but I kind of do lots of old edits, so I don't know. If people want me to count blocks later on, I can do, or you can just jump on the server and count blocks. I don't know what's easier for you guys, if you wanted to make it, but that was basically just 15 blocks across. Now, some stuff about Stargate. Stargate SG-1 is actually one of my favourite shows, like, when I was a kid. I guess it came out, and I was like properly watching it for ages. Well, it's 10 years running, so it's quite a long run, but definitely got really into that, and I just absolutely love it. My favourite out of all of them is actually Stargate Atlantis, which I didn't like at first. I really, really didn't like it, but I kind of got into that when that was out. It's just awesome. I think it was mainly because of David Hewlett, who plays Rodney McKay. Just his humour is just brilliant. I just really like it anyway. Yeah, it's just cool. Yeah, so yeah, Stargate Atlantis is probably my favourite. I don't know if I'd build like some sort of Atlantis thing. It's too big. Problem with Stargate Atlantis, like if you want to build Atlantis, it is huge. It's like its own, like, it's a city. So yeah, I don't know if I'd build that because I know somebody's going to ask, I've made SGC, can you do Atlantis now? It's like, no, it's massive. You're crazy. Yeah, but the SGC is something that's like reasonable sized, I guess. Still a military base, and I wanted to build a military base, so it kind of makes sense. Now, another thing that we're actually doing level 28, which is right at the bottom of the SGC. I've been able to find some pretty good plans for level 28 and 27, which is what I'm basing these off. There's also a Gary's mod map, which is ridiculously useful. It's actually done with pretty incredible detail, actually, the Gary's mod map. So I've actually downloaded that. You can get that off if you've got Gary's mod. If you haven't got Gary's mod, you guys are going to be thinking I'm a little bit crazy. But, because you're thinking, what the hell's Gary's mod? But Gary's mod's like Half-Life modded thing. I guess it's like, well, it's kind of more than that, but yeah, it's good. It's just good. That's all you need to know. I have no idea what I'm trying to figure out now. I think I'm counting blocks. This is usually what I do. I have to have it on an odd. It's just the way it is. Yeah, so what am I doing now? think I'm probably moving that. Which way am I moving it though? Let's have a look. So I'm moving it south. Okay, I'm moving it in closer. But yes, what else is there? Yeah, so Stargate SG1. Yeah, I've been a fan of that show for like ages. It's just a brilliant show. It was quite nice how they actually ended it with the 2 movies as well. I think that was really good. Yeah, it just ended really well. You can now see me getting off the subject, like mapping out the Stargate. Now, this is an interesting fact for you guys. I actually did a Stargate tutorial for the actual gate itself, that is. In 2014, that's how long I've been going now. That's years. Like, when I think about that, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm old. I'm an old Minecrafter now. It's weird. Okay, I messed up on the world edit command there, but that's fine. Yeah, so 2014 I actually did like a little Stargate tutorial. It's pretty basic, really. I mean, it's just a circle made out of colour. So, I mean, it wasn't like rocket science at all. So you can see me putting in the gate, just to get a good idea of the scale, because that's the kind of size that I want to go for. It's pretty big, but yeah. Why did I just set 0 to that? That's weird, but where I just did it for that. Yeah, there you go. So you can kind of like see me trying to scale up this part of the room. This is only half of the room, that is, because it's got these kind of like blast door type things in between, in the middle of the room. It's a bit weird. It's really weird, actually. But yeah, and then look, manually filling in blocks like a pleb. I could have used world edit on this. I don't know why I didn't. I think it's because I was actually talking at the time about something else, probably about Stargate and the 2014 thing. So now what do I do? What am I going to do now? Let's have a look. I'm doing something. I might not. I think I'm confused myself. I'm pretty sure I confused myself right now. At least in game, I'm confused. There we go. Now I've realised that I've got world edit and I'm able to use set command. Wow, look at that. It's like magic when I watch myself back. It's weird. But yeah, SG1 was really good. I watched it literally like religiously. I think like every day. I can't even remember. I think I might have been in college at that time. Actually, might have been in college when SG1 was on. But yeah, I used to like come home and just watch it, and there'd always be like extra episodes on different channels and stuff before the main episode came in. It was for absolutely ages my favourite TV show, like ever. I'm for people that don't know, I'm like a mega sci-fi nerd. I absolutely love sci-fi. I just think it's brilliant. It's just sci-fi's a bit weird because you can. It's like dark sci-fi and then there's normal sci-fi, and I don't know. There's something about Stargate that it was a bit more human, and you know, like humans being like not really powerful, and then going against, you know, evil beings, snakes, and it just had something about it. It was just a bit different, you know. It's a bit more human, even though it's like obviously I'm British and it was American. It was very Americanized. It was still very good. And there you go. You can see that I've now mirrored the Stargate, so we've now got 2 Stargates. Which of course is wrong, so let's delete them. Delete. But we don't really have that kind of like super secret military thing going on in the UK. Because we can't afford it. I'll be honest, we just can't afford it. I think that's probably the reason. But yeah, it's fine. I think we would, if we could. I mean, we did, like, obviously the Cold War we did. Yeah, Cold War we had like proper funding, but we don't really have the super secret military base thing going on. It just doesn't happen, you know. We've just got kind of like Bob in a field somewhere with Granddad's pistol type of thing. That's our secret well, actually, that's not our secret service. We've got MI6. Yeah, James Bond. Actually, that's kind of cool. We got those kind of guys. We don't need military bases. Who needs those? Yeah, we got James Bond and stuff. Obviously, that's a real thing. But yeah. Babbling on a little bit. It's really weird. If you guys have ever done it, talking over a video, and I've got another 2 of these to go, literally in a row, and then I'm going to actually be able to talk like normal while building something. So yeah. But yeah, probably. Oh god, favorite episode of. Well, I don't really have a favorite episode of Stargate. I don't think I do anyway. I actually don't think I do. Weird, but I do have one of Stargate Atlantis anyway. I can at least talk about that one called Teo of Rodney. Either that or the game. There's 2 episodes that are really, really good, Stargate Atlantis-wise. And Tale of Rodney is probably the best one. It's like what would happen if a nerd had superpowers type of thing, like without ruining it. Because it comes on pretty quickly anyway. But it is pretty much just like a nerd with superpowers. Like, what would you do, and how would you react to it, and that kind of stuff. I just think I just found it really funny. It's just the humor was just spot on by David Hewlett. It was just really good. I really wish they actually ended up like finishing off Stargate Atlantis like really well. They could have just ended that with like the movie. I know they were planning on doing like Stargate Extinction, I think was the name of it, but they never seem to go around to it. It's a real shame because that would have just been like awesome. Just to tie up the loose ends. I mean, it only made 4 seasons, but I don't know, it's just really good. Yeah, it was just really good. Like, they kind of like tied up Stargate SG-1 perfectly, I think, with 2 films. I mean, Continuum was a bit weird. There's a bit of a extra. Well, it didn't really tie up anything. I mean, it tried to, the whole ball thing, but it just, I don't know about that. I don't know about Continuum. It was a bit, yeah. Whereas Arc of Truth was really good because it just tied up that the whole thing really, really nicely. So, yeah. But that was really good. And then they tried to do Universe. I was not a fan of Stargate Universe. I watched every episode when it came out. You know, like I was one of those people that literally like grabbed a drink and all that kind of stuff and like some like crisps or chips, as Americans would say, chips. I'd like grab those and actually sit down and just like religiously not leave even through the advert breaks. Even though I didn't really like it because it was just, I don't know, it was that like Stargate was coming back again. But I think the problem that happened with Universe was that it just, I think it was trying to be like Battlestar Galactica. That's what it kind of feels like. I don't know, it was trying to do that whole survival thing, but they did it too easy. It's like, oh no, we're out of water, and then the episode was called Water, and then they found water, and that was it. And it was a bit like, right. Then the next episode was like, we're running out of power, and it then went into a sun or whatever, and it was like, oh no, we found power now. We've got infinite power. I think that's what kind of, I just think they made it too easy. There wasn't like human struggle. You know, everything's a struggle, and it just like, it seemed like everything was just being given to them, I think. So anyway, on the screen that you're watching, I'm pretty much just making it even. No, not making it even, making it odd. That's all I'm literally doing. All of that world edit was literally because it was just 1 block out, and I wanted it on an even, on an odd instead. So I think it's 11 blocks between those corner blocks because it's like a square, but it's got a block in each corner. So the back wall seems to be about 15 and the next one's 13, but I think kind of need to count it out a bit at some point, I guess. That would probably help a lot. So yeah, Universe was one of those things. It was good, and it wasn't good. It was a bit weird. I don't know. You can see me now like trying to figure out the doors. I didn't realise, right, until I actually looked at the pictures, which way the bloody doors went. I thought they were coming from the ceiling down. No joke. So that's literally what I'm building right now. But I got it completely wrong. Yeah, and I decided to push them blocks back as well. It means that I've got 3 blocks for 1 bloody door, like taken up instead of just 1 for these blast doors. But I think it looks better. At least I think it does. I don't know. I don't know. So you can see me literally just filling it in and sorting it out and trying to figure this thing out. And it doesn't even go that way. It goes around sideways, you idiot. So it's really weird looking back and going, look, I've already corrected this later on. That I made an idiot mistake. So yeah, but I thought it went down. And then I realised that I've got this whole like sponge thing, lines going that way, and then that makes it just look like a big mess. And it was a nightmare, this door. This door, I spent way too much time on this door. Now I'm talking about it. Anyway, yeah, so probably the favourite, well, obviously, I think everybody's favourite ship is the BC-304. I mean, this is what I found really weird about Stargate. They started it off with the, was it Exo-1, the interceptor thing, that got, like, sent into space, right? That was a complete failure. complete and utter failure in terms of like flight. Then they got the X302, which was pretty good, and then that stuck all the way through as the fighter. It's almost like just like building a biplane and then suddenly building a jet, I guess. You know, that's how monumental that jump seemed to be. And then the same happened with the X303, the Prometheus, and then suddenly the 304 was just there. Oh yeah, and I'm just showing you how deep I am underground. So deep that it's just pitch black underneath. But yeah, I found that really weird. It really did seem like them going from the biplane, like Earth's first spaceship type of thing, even if it was built off alien technology and all that kind of crap. And then they were struggling with the engines, and then they suddenly just got it. And then the Asgard gave them all the technology. It's like, what the hell? Come on, really? Really, Stargate people? Really? It kind of annoyed me. That's what I'm trying to say. It just kind of annoyed me. But at the same time, the 304 looks awesome. Compared to Prometheus, which was like an earlier model, obviously. And in terms of like the actual 3D modelling, that is. And then I'm actually going over to the 304. The 304 is just wicked. And yes, I do want to build one in Minecraft, but I just don't want to because I know that people want me to tutorial it. And that thing's huge. I could do a scaled down version though, definitely. Actually, yeah, because probably like Stargate fans are probably watching this. If you guys want me to actually do that, do actually comment, because I'll be up for doing like a half scale. I just actually don't know how big it is. Pretty sure it's pretty big because I built the Prometheus full scale. That was bloody big. That was huge. So I'm not going to do a full scale of the 304. I'd love to, but then I'd want to do the whole interior and everything like that. Ooh, look at it! It's all gone dark. I'm not used to these night vision potions, you see. I was inside recording with shaders, and I've got no shaders on. It's weird. Yeah, looks like we're getting near the end of the episode, and we've got like a minute left or so. So, I don't know how I wrapped it up. I think it was just talking about stuff. Yeah, so that door actually doesn't exist, obviously, but yeah. And also the elevator's in the complete wrong place. But I'll move it later on. Probably after I've recorded a couple of these. So yeah, we've got that. What I need to actually do in the gate room, obviously, is like completely undetailed. It's just the shape. I actually need to, this back wall here, actually cut that out and do some other stuff in there. So I'll do that in the next episode. I'll actually cut out a couple bits and bobs, and I'll add in some other stuff as well, obviously. And then I'll get onto the corridors, because there's a kind of like way that I've wanted to do this, or want to do this, which is the gate room, then start doing a bit of the corridors and get the control part of it. Oops, cut through that. Oops, put that back. Put it back. There you go. Oh yeah, that's why. Like I cut this little corridor here just so I could close up that. So then you get the back properly. There you go. Yeah, and then do the like control room, and there's like a quarantine zone as well down here. One of the quarantine rooms is actually in here. I didn't realise at all, but there actually is. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It's been a bit weird, and definitely has been weird for me just talking over myself recording. But we've got started with Let's Build SGC, which I'm really excited for this project. I think it's going to be really, really cool and really fun. It's going to be interesting what I actually do with the whole thing, and like even upstairs as well. But that's pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, guys, I think I will see you in a little bit on the next one. Later.